So just a quick update, I think I can finally say I've built my first game in Unity, but is it really a game? Well, I'll talk about that a bit later. But how did I do it? Well, in my previous video, I showed how I started with a rollerball Unity tutorial and ran into some scripting issues. I think, in hindsight, I was a little harsh on the tutorials, especially since they are free, and for the most part they drilled down into the detail pretty well. I realized it's also important to just accept certain things the way they are for the time being. After that initial hiccup, I continued with the tutorials and found them pretty easy to follow, actually. I started messing around with the camera angles, and I was scripting the camera angle in such a way that it would stick with the rolling ball, even when it fell off the board. I created new wall panels so that the ball wouldn't roll off the board. I started to understand colliders. Then I was able to create little items that you could pick up, and I started to decorate them, change their colors, move them around. Here I experimented quite a bit trying to change the angle in which those items were spinning, and I was finally able to make it spin a little bit like the diamonds spin on top of those little sim characters in the Sims games. And as you can see here, I kind of messed things up. And then I started to place the items around the board, and I changed the nature of the collider, such that instead of being a barrier, it was something that you could pick up. I also learnt about creating text, and that text coming up on certain conditions. Created a counter, so you can see that in the top left-hand corner. And then I changed the whole aesthetic, so I tried to add different lighting and change the colors, and I thought the ball looked a little bit better if it looked like marble, and so I just used some of the skins that were available. Ultimately, I did have some difficulties with the lighting. I was trying to experiment with that. You know, I'm actually quite into cinematography and lighting, but I wasn't quite able to change the lighting in the way I wanted. But is what I've created a game? Well, going by my previous video analysis of, you know, what a game is, I think there is a major missing element here, and that is a sense of accomplishment, conflict, or problem solving. It's just a ball rolling around collecting tokens with infinite time and no real way of losing, as it were. I would say this is probably more like a toy than a game, but semantics aside, this was a really good learning exercise and a great introduction into Unity. But what will I work on next? Well, as suggested by one of my viewers, thanks again Paul Connor, I think I might try the Brackeys tutorials, because I've heard actually from multiple sources that they're pretty good. They go into a lot of detail, and that's probably exactly what I need on that type of learner. So I'll probably just go from the basics and try making something from the Brackeys tutorials. So onwards and upwards, and I'll see you in the next video.